Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant, broadcasting to you from the Boise State Esports Arena. Welcome to Esports Tower Valorant. Tonight we kick off our final section of Week 15. 4 teams looking to claim the championship title, starting out with a match between the Orcas and the Octopus. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher calling all of the action. And so Orcas Octopus, two of the kind of newer mascots joining the Esports Tower team, but what are the team names behind them? The players behind them, I should say.
These players, I mean, for the side of the Orcas, this is a team full of some ET alumni, as well as some players that are currently in the club, looking to come forward, maybe make a play here in our club championships for the fall season in Valorant. And meanwhile, for the Octopus, this is a team, we've seen them a lot, the Lumberjacks, kind of what they used to go by, now up to that Octopus role. So a lot of players we've seen before. It should be a lot of fun.
And how is this tournament going to work out? Well, it is 4 teams in a single elimination bracket. Semifinals that we have here are going to be best of 3, grand finals, best of 5. And I also see a thematic thing. We sort of have an aquatic battle going on here. Hammerheads, Barracudas, Octopus, and Orcas. So should all be really fun to see. In Esports Tower rules, because I know it can be a little bit different than competitive, is Breeze still in the mix, or is that out for this week?
I believe Breeze is still in the mix. I believe it is just
because with these teams, if they didn't play on Breeze or Pearl, I would have some complaints. You got to keep the theme going all the way through. But one thing that's not going to change, no matter what teams are playing or what stages we're playing on, is Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. Those keys are going to be to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Excuse me. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. We kick off the night with the Orcas and Octopus, starting off on Icebox. Who will claim game 1? Technically, it's frozen water, but I'm still going to count this as an aquatic stage just because I want to.
This is, maybe as close as we'll get. You'll have to see. I don't know if we'll get Breeze or not, but this is always kind of, a throwback map. I think a lot of teams really like this map, so this will be pretty big in showing how these teams kind of square off against each other in game number 1 here. And,
of course, Vitamin Shop has everything a gamer can need. You can scan the QR code right now to check out their latest products. And as we're ready to head into this match, overall, looking at the Orcas and Octopus a little bit closer as teams. The Octopus in particular spent a lot of time together outside Esports Tower and have formed a real solid bond as a group, which could help in these championships. We're just going to have to find out.
Yeah, this is a team that the Octopus, like I said, they've spent a lot of time together. Of course, you see a couple of them still have that LJ for the Lumberjacks. They kind of was a custom team name they made up for themselves, I think right around the time they joined Esports Towers. So, again, they play a ton together. These are some names you might recognize if you've been watching our Rumbles for a while. So this is a team that could maybe make some plays here against the Orcas, which, again, some alumni, which some very talented players as well. Going to be exciting to see as we kick off round 1.
We're off to the races with the Orcas on attack first. Coaxel is going to take a peek up mid, but the Sage Wall is already there, allowing safe passage for every member of the Orcas to come up towards B. They also got a flank going on toward yellow, thanks to that Sova. Corkles is going to be the first one to pick up an elimination, followed by Burke, and the Orcas are off to a great start. Now 5-2.
Burke gets another one. I don't think he saw the member who was below Benji, though. Sunny Lee can't quite take out Corkles. Moonkeeper, the last one left on the KO. Nice flash! Does pick up 1. Didn't even take any damage. Gets pushed here by the Jet. Picks up a 2nd. All of a sudden, maybe able to turn this, but unfortunately, 3 straight members running at you. There's not much you can do.
At that point, the Orcas just had too fast of a rotation up mid. Now they're going to be able to get some slightly better gun purchases. Hopefully some guns that can get them through the next round as well. Rounds 2 and 3 to be able to claim that bonus, but one step at a time as we'll see what the Orcas have decided to go for.
See, it looks like the Orcas once again want to maybe go over towards that B site.
Vandal on 2. Corkle's feeling confident.
Slam this advantage. Majabis maybe trying to get a pick, but Burke doesn't have any of that.
And we go on the same route, or a slightly different route on B, this time moving up through yellow, but still moving on to B nonetheless. Sage wall goes up for the plant. Security. Plant is going to go down with very little backlash from the Octopus. They're going to have to play on post plant.
If the Octopus knew they were outgunned, figured if they tried and pushed that in a 1v3, 1v4, they were not going to be at a good spot. See what Corkles can do as Burke picks up one. Shots coming up right above the Bob site, but already you can see the gun difference playing in here. Nice shot though. Coaxial does pick up one before he goes down.
One last member of the Octopus available. Only gonna have to settle for that one pick he got earlier. Orcas win that one and now move on to the bonus round. Looking pretty good, especially since Corkles decided to take a rather aggressive purchase going for the Vandal, so having a chance to bonus with that.
Yeah, I was saying, it's not your typical bonus, because as you mentioned, having the Vandal round 2, Corkles surviving, absolutely huge, so maybe on a little bit more even gun pattern than they usually would be, and I like this little change-up as well. They're going to push over to that A site, and they should have a nice 5-on-2 here, depending on how aggressive they want to be.
Already, the Poison Orb being thrown out by their Viper, trying to clear out A, and it looks like that's going to be enough to drive Ben sure off. In fact, the wall goes up, and once again, an early plant for the Orcas.
Yeah, no contest again. You can see KO hanging right outside the site. That Viper wall just basically walling off the whole team. It finally does go down. Here's a chance for the Octopus to maybe push in. Restesta able to get some nice info there as well, but there needs to be some sort of urgency here for the Octopus.
Keeper trying to mow down that Sage wall. At this point, that clock keeps on ticking. Coaxial is going to try to peek out. They are able to pick up one. That is going to be Corkles. Vandal dropped for the Orcas. They fight back, trading one apiece. Benji gets one-person advantage again, but they're running out of time. They have to go for the defuse now. No, they don't have time for it, and Orcas still win that.
Oh, and despite winning 4-0, they lose 3 members to the bomb as well. It took too long. That they never wanted to push through that Viper wall. They let them get the plant down. They let a ton of time tick off. I think the Octopus should have a little bit more urgency when it comes to retaking sites, because now they're going to be really bad on the eco since 3 of their members got taken out by the spike.
At this point, it seems like some hiccups in coordination all around, whether it's calling to move in onto the spike or just getting out before it explodes. Orca's having a bit of trouble maybe with communication. Chamber teleport is going to be thrown up. Spotted by the Owl Drone is going to force him to teleport away. Moving in a firefight, and that Marshall is just not going to be able to stand up against Burke's Vandal. Orcas now have the one-person advantage, and just like the last 3 rounds, a pretty quick plant as well.
Benji does have the Vandal. Can't unfortunately land any shots onto Burke. Gonna throw the drone out, but it immediately gets gunned down. So really nothing gained there. And this is the story of what we've seen most of these first 3 rounds. Bombs down, but there's just no urgency as Benji goes down, and that was the only real gun the Octopus had.
I do not envy Moonkeeper at all, having to make things work with the Bucky. That is not going to turn out well. Burke now has 4. Possibility at an ace. He's moving up, and it's stolen by Real.
Flawless there. The Orcas playing absolutely phenomenal, and you just have to wonder if they had their guns. The one round outside the pistol round where the teams were kind of even on guns, maybe even a little more advanced to the Octopus. They dominated. It's just defense has clearly not been their strong suit so far here in our first game.
We got 10 seconds left. Octopus still haven't opted for a timeout at this point, which if there's one or two more wins for the Orcas might be a prudent decision. Gonna have to go for Vandals here, but again, it's not a full purchase. One of them settling for the Sheriff, and already Burke just pixel perfect, already getting Moonkeeper.
Burke's got that great lineup, expecting where someone's going to be. And the Viper Wall goes down, and we'll see here, because right now, looks like our other round, nobody wants to go through the Viper Wall. Sunny Lee's going on a long flank, but it does look like the Viper maybe spotted that one out. Coaxial does pick up a kill, and Real stops Sunny Lee. That is a huge win for the Orcas.
Ben now picks up the Vandal as the paint shells available. Has to dodge the dart that's thrown out. Orcals also has an upper angle taken out by Maja. Moving in for the defuse. I don't know if he has time, though, especially with the post-plant lineups from the Viper. They're just going to try to stick it. They already got halfway there. Can they make it? Real gets an elimination. They just squeeze it out, barely.
It's a great job by Coaxial. At least doing something to keep the Octopus in it. They finally win a round. And I will say, A side has been their better side to defend. This is the second time in a row they've won the round. The last time, of course, they couldn't get the defuse off. So that'll probably mean the Orcas are going to want to heavily lean B, I would assume, the rest of the time they're attacking. But maybe not. They're a little scattered right now in our final 8 seconds of the buy phase.
At this point, we haven't really seen the Octopus get a clean buy thus far. Even with that one win, it's still going to be a semi-buy, whereas the Orcas have enough money to be able to just take it on the chin and move on to the next round.
Benji just missing the Sova there. Majabis, oh, he misses the first shot. Still gets the headshot, though. Now we're going to get the attacker Killjoy coming out here from the Orcas over on that ace side. Once again, they should get it a plan off.
Molly isn't going to land from Moonkeeper. Now has to move out to dodge the Killjoy. All of them are going to be able to dodge it. It's enough for Orcas to get the plant. Now they got to defend it, one person down. About thrown out. Rio already getting a pick onto Sunny Lee. Now we're even a piece for her. Flash grenade thrown out. It doesn't get Burke. He's trying to get into a one-on-one with Ben. Coaxial wins a double. Majabis also picks up one. It's just the Viper left to try to keep it defended post-plant, but it's going to get mowed down. And now the Octopus seem to be finding their footing.
Does a great job for the Octopus. Curious why the Orcas keep going A. Again, third round in a row. They've now lost on that A side. Of course, as I said, the first time they lost, even though they had 4 members alive, they couldn't get the defuse off. So I think the Orcas need to maybe lean towards that B. They've definitely gotten better rotations over there because we can just see A side, the Octopus have it down pat.
We move into round 7, and Majabis, with enough credits, is going to go all in with the op. Orcas have had a strategy of just kind of rushing in quickly, and a well-placed op shot could spell their doom if they dry peek these angles.
Nice wall.
Oh,
there's the op.
Takes out the sniper, so there you go. I don't know if they know. He didn't even fire it, so I don't know if the Orcas even know there's a op on the ground for them to pick up.
See if maybe the Rays wants to go pick it up. Sunny Lee does get a great kill onto Burke. Still nobody really even committing for the op, so it looks like it'll be a 4v4. All automatic guns. Couple of great shots there from Coaxial, trying to push Corkles and the Sova back. Just got to finish him off as they got some great angles here. Real picks up a couple. There's the op, though, from Benji to take out Corkles.
Swarm grenade out.
2 left. The Orcas aren't going to play this too aggressive. They know they have the spike already down, and time is running out for the lone Octopus. That's going to do it, and they're going to go hunting for that op. Can they reach it? They see it. I think they...
I don't... Oh, they... Looks like from the bottom left, somebody does have an off.
Okay.
So I don't know if they bought it with their credits. I think you're right. They might have got there just in time.
Anyone have funds to spare?
But that's a great, again, and maybe that's why, you know, like I'm saying, just go B. Don't do A again, Orcas. Don't make it 0 for 4. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe I should stop going A. Is probably what the Orcas game can should be.
Well, speaking of ops, the Octopus not going to give up on their sniping dreams with the Tour de Force brought out from Chamber. Moonkeeper also waiting with the Bucky on a very cheeky angle. And if you miss the first shot with the Bucky, it's basically over there.
Yeah, we got Corporals to about 30. Great wall goes down. Surface is going to be able to plant this. And we've seen this story before. They wait for the Viper wall to go out, and this time, with the unfortunate eco, it's going to be a lot harder for the Octopus to defend A like they have already.
Magibus can pop off. He got taken out at the beginning of the last round, so didn't really have a chance to snipe. Already the Orcas with their own op-out, however. Waiting for the audio cues. Ooh, has to dash away, and Burke with a key pick. Answered back by Magibus. Time running out on the spike. Moves in and had an opportunity to pick up the Chamber. Misses the shot. Chamber takes him out, but it's just going to have to be a moral victory for him, which is always code word for, hey, we didn't win that one. Orcas did instead, moving to 6-2.
Yeah, once again, just time ticks out on the Octopus. Just the amount of utility that they keep waiting for. They wait for the Viper wall to go down. They wait for the wall to go down from Sage. They've got to be a bit more aggressive, or the Orcas are just going to really have their way offensively wherever they want to plant the spike.
I mean, essentially just by, you know, running away or not contesting the Viper wall at all, you're giving the Viper the outcome they were asking for.
Exactly, you're giving a great amount of time. You allow the team who planted to basically set up defensively however they want. And now over on B, they've never been able to slow down the Orcas defensively here. And with this Killjoy going down, I think that might be the same story once again.
Yep, they're all hanging back from the sidelines, just waiting for the plant to go through, and any few free seconds the Orcas can pick up to let that timer tick down on the defuse. They're going to be happy to take. And a Viper's Pit as well. So Orcas just going completely all in on post-plant strategy, and it seems to be working out for them so far. Burke taking out coaxial. Corkles next with Moonkeeper. Answered back by a pick onto Corkles and Burr. Now things are getting a bit interesting. We're down to 3 apiece. Resta takes out Magibus. Rio and Surface all getting a piece of that. That's going to be a team ace going over to the Orcas.
Once again, the Orcas do a great job using all of their ultimates, spacing them out. So, again, even if they had gotten all the kills, I don't know how much time would have been left because the Octopus have just been so careful every single time. We need to see some aggression here from them. Push into the Viper or smoke. Push into the Viper wall. Don't just wait, because you are on a timer when the spike goes down.
Need a drop.
The Octopus they really love the idea of themselves sniping, so much so they're going to go for 3 Marshals and 8. Who am I to criticize if it works? Magibus and coaxial going insane. It was the triple Marshal strategy that we have been blind to this whole time.
You can't make fun of it when it works, and it has worked, well, at least to perfection so far. They still got a couple more members they got to kill. And of course, outgunned like this, it's going to be a little bit harder. Make it another Marshal kill. It's all up to Real on the Viper. Gets one. And I still think the Orcas can win this because I think it's 3 Marshals versus a Vandal.
3 Marshals versus 1 Vandal.
There's 4 dead corpses with Vandals, though. Somebody go pick one up.
I don't know. The Marshals have been working out so well. I was going to say they were working out so well.
One more shot. Oh, no.
What a piece. Is Octopus going to pick up a Vandal, or is he going to try to go out by Glory? I think he even has, no, he has a Sheriff out, I believe. The silhouette. Oh, no, and gets the flank. Not after the Marshal play of the year. You can't do this to us.
Poison. Oh,
screen around the Rosie.
Chasing each other. Oh, is he going to see him? Oh, he saw him, but he missed. Oh, and he couldn't switch in time. Real with the insane clutch. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, can someone please play some circus music? Because, I mean, it was such a promising start.
When your eco is down this bad to go up already 4-2 and then 4-1. Oh, and I think he was one shot, too, at the Marshall. If one more bullet had hit Real. Instead, you see there 16-2-4. And this man right here is a big reason why the Orcas are up 8-2 right now.
A little bit of a util thrown out. Knife destroyed by the Orcas as they move in for a quick charge on A. Well-placed Molly is going to keep that KJ at bay. They have to wait that out. Orc being picked up by the KJ. Moving around the corner, and Benji has that sideline not locked down. Ooh, stopper.
Ooh, got one. Does he expect the Sova? No, he did not, but a great job by Benji. The revive is going to go out, though, from Korkle. So Burke right back in the action. It's a 4-on-3 for the Orcas here as the spike's going to get planted.
Spike planted.
Nice flank by Octopus. Picking up 2. That's going to be brought back to 2 apiece thanks to Burke.
Last player standing.
Burke gets another. Just one left for the Octopus. It's Moonkeeper, throws out the flash grenade. Only has 5 bullets left, though, so unless all these land, Korkle's hanging out with and up. Oh, that is a nail-biting angle.
I think this is just going to, I don't know if he's going to have enough. Oh! If only Korkle's held on for a little bit longer, he wouldn't have had time. What a great headshot, and he gets the
completely anticipating it.
Absolutely
Oh,
phenomenal
he misses.
play.
Had an opportunity, probably might have been able to get a torso shot, but that point, Korkle's just couldn't really decide on an angle. Oh, got caught. He was throwing the ice, and he gets caught.
Moonkeeper had 2 shots left in that gun, and they had to both land. That's a big momentum round for the Octopus heading into our final round before the swap. We're going to have double offs. We'll see who comes out on top between Burke and Maj Abyss if we get maybe a little op battle going out.
Knives brought out, immediately going to start paying dividends as they take out Benji. Went down pretty early, is characteristic for the Orcas, and Viper's Pit as well.
The Octopus have their own Viper's Pit, maybe going to just try and absolutely clutter the field here around the spike. I mean, your last round to use it, so you might as well.
Ooh, firing through the Viper's Pit already takes Moonkeeper down to 0 health. Leonard's Fury also
now. Didn't even matter. The Killjoy didn't even go off. It's a flawless. And just when I thought the Octopus had won a huge round, we go into the half 9-3 in favor of the Orcas. Really just blowing everything on that final round, and it pretty much all worked out.
Half a minute left, so Orcas now, how do you think they play this on defense? Because normally defense is a bit more passive, but Orcas have shown they're a team that just love to charge in.
Yeah, I would expect them to try and maybe take mid-control, get right up in your face. Kind of like we saw the Octopus try a couple times on B, where you have someone right around the corner. But I think really the bigger question is going to be how the Octopus want to play it. They had so many rounds where they were so close, but their lack of willingness to push through utility, to push through the Viper wall, when you're on the timer to put the spike down, that's going to show because you're eventually just going to run out of time if you're waiting and waiting and waiting for the perfect setup.
Orcas are going to take this one rather slow. They're going to Majibus force him to teleport away.
They haven't even really push forward at all. Sunny Lee, the only one, maybe looking to get that alt orb, gonna pick it up. And I will say the Orcas have played a bit more passively than I expected here, round 1 on defense with pistols. But again, you got like a 2-1-2 split here for the Octopus. It's the exact opposite of what we saw from the Orcas, who would just kind of 4 or 5-man jam down whatever site they wanted to play it on.
Teleport's ready.
Majibus moving up gingerly through towards A. Burke gets one pick onto Benji. Majibus trying to clear out A, but Burke already fresh with one pick. Going for the other. They're rolled down to one-shot territory, and it's Burke who picks it up.
Real's going to get one as well. Coaxel will fall, and it's all up to Moonkeeper to even try and prevent the Flawless at this point. Grabs the spike, might be able to get down A for the bonus credits as nobody's there. Burke now going to rotate over. And if Moonkeeper can win this 1v1, he can get the spike down, maybe? But he cannot. It's a triple kill for Burke and a Flawless for the Orcas here.
It's not uncommon at all for both pistol rounds to be won by the same team, especially since Orcas are going to have the advantage in gun buys. And will they go as aggressive as we saw them last time? One of their members went for a Vandal in round 2, and it was able to work out for them, even though it's a bit of an unorthodox strategy. But it seems here, from what I can see, it's more mainstream purchases.
Breathe deep.
Yeah, going to play this one a lot slower, I think, realizing that the Octopus aren't really going to get too aggressive, though we do finally see a 5-man push, and Burke with a 3, make it 4! Can he get the ace? Oh, Moonkeeper denies. Would have been an insane 5-man Marshall clip for Burke.
Did they just throw conga line in there? What happened?
We did not get to see anything but the kill feed, and we can see the corpses. Burke... It's been a Marshall night for everybody, apparently.
Yeah, they are. They're walking in one after the other, you can see. And Burke is just more than happy to one at a time take them out.
I have a feeling that I know what Burke's buy this round is going to be, and it's going to be a lot bigger than the Marshall.
Yeah, well, that's the question I have. You know, I don't think they go. They are going for the bonus here. But at this point, would you just want to try to end the game right now?
Well, Burke didn't have quite enough for the op. Thought maybe with 7 kills he would. He does get one with the knives before he goes down. But Real is able to pick up one. Now they trade out once again. More trading, down to a 2-on-2. As you said, the Orcas in the bonus aren't going to have the advantage here unless they're able to pick up the guns on the dead bodies of the Octopus.
Deploying drone.
All drone heading out, met by some paint shells. Just able to get a side on KO at least.
Scanning ahead.
Gonna throw out another dart.
Shot dart. There they are.
Knows where both of them are. That's huge. Trying to pinch in with the KJ and now moves it from above. It's one piece.
Full health here for the Sova, and he gets it. And this will be match point for the Orcas here in game number 1 as soon as this defuse ends.
Full purchase, Octopus on an eco at match point. At this point, I'd say it seems like it'd be a done deal unless they decide to go all Marshalls and pop off, which...
We've seen it happen.
Yeah, we've seen it happen multiple times now, so... that seems to be the only only strategy if you want to try to turn things around.
Fortunately, they're going to be going into... It looks like Corkles ends up picking up the op. Thought maybe Burke would pick one. Actually, is that 2 ops? That is 2 ops. Corkles got one. Burke's got one. You're on a half buy with Guardians, and all I can say is good luck, Octopus, though. Corkles does miss, but he doesn't miss a second time.
The Octopus, that one op shot seems to make him want to think about mid. They are able to dislodge Burke up from A. It's going to be one gun picked up for him. Unfortunately,
killing Burke just nets them another op, which, while it's not bad, It's not great.
Spike
Sunny Lee did
down
grab
A.
it. Can't quite find the kill on Real. It's a
Last player
2v3.
standing.
Surface now even has an op. And he picks up one. That's all up to Benji now in a 1v2.
I have the spike.
Moves in to pick up the spike. Don't really know if he has enough time to plan on A, though.
Grenade!
Throws out the grenade, trying to buy himself just enough time to plant. He is going to be able to. Has his location revealed by that dart. That's going to make things very difficult. And that's just about it.
A great job by the Orcas. Not letting that round get too out of hand for double ops. Coming down to a 2-on-1 is a little sketchy, but the Orcas get it done. And they go up 1-0 here in this series.
Well, Fish, ultimately going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. Saw that with the Orcas, with basically every turn just moving in as a team, as an unstoppable 5-person wave. You can see how talented these players are. And Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. Shout out to Coach Holter, and for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Well, the Orcas claim game 1 and are looking to sweep as we head over to a stage that a lot of people have missed but has made a grand return. Split is next up on the docket, and we'll be back with the second game on Split right after these messages.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.
Tower Fall Rumble, or Esports Tower Club Championships, have just kicked off. And the Orcas are looking to secure a sweep against the Octopus in their semifinals match. I'm still your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher. We've been covering the action for you, and now we go on to Split, and it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've seen Split, and unfortunately for the Octopus, Split is a map the Orcas say is their best, and it's not even close. So I've heard they've had some very interesting strategies as well, do the Orcas, for this map, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what they pull out. But if you're looking for a sweep and you're an Orcas fan, you're really happy. If you're an Octopus fan, you're not excited. This is map number 2.
And at this point, we just want to take a moment for the Octopus to gather their thoughts, and conveniently, while they're gathering their thoughts, a moment to congratulate all the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last year, Esports Tower Club members have received over $3.9 million in scholarship awards. Students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but have also achieved academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. And of course, for this match that we are passing right now, Doc's keys to the game sure still do apply. And that's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads. Brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, the Orcas made quick work of the Octopus in Game 1. Can they finish them off and advance to a grand finals on Split? We are just about to find out. And, of course, thank you to Vitamin Shop. Having everything a gamer could need, scan the QR code right now to check out their latest products. Oh, it's been a while. The market, the garage. I mean, I know this isn't the only Valorant stage that has call-outs like this, but I've missed these in particular.
Hopefully we'll get a good game for you then. Again, Orcas super happy, and I will say, despite the 13-3 scoreline, there were definitely, I'd say, 3-4 rounds that I feel like could have gone the Orcas or the Octopus way. Potentially, if those early rounds go their way, the eco's fixed, especially when they were defending. So, even though it was a blowout, I definitely think the Octopus have a chance to make this a series because, again, it was a couple little things, waiting a little bit too long, and this could have been a completely different series on Icebox.
The Octopus looking to take a page out of the Orcas playbook, it looks like. All gathering up near A. Now, this Cypher has also been brought out by the Orcas, which could be pretty darn interesting.
Page triggered. Tripwire destroyed.
Make sure they trigger the tripwire. They don't even see him up there. He picks up one. And now with the Viper wall down, they lose Benji as well. And it's not a good start for the Octopus. All of a sudden, they're down to just 2 members. They will get the spike down, though, for a little bit of extra cash.
One enemy remaining.
A little bit of extra cash, but no point to speak of for this first round. Orcas only lose 1 in getting the victory. Judging on how things have gone on Icebox, no doubt going to take those better purchases on round 2 to full advantage.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, as you said, of course, the very first thing we saw was them up buying to a Vandal on round 2. Don't know if we'll get that here. They were a lot more cautious when they were playing defense on Icebox, and I think that will apply here as well.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Camera thrown down a buy surface to keep watch over Garage. They're actually taking, Orcas are getting kind of right up in the face for Garage. Coaxial throws out the wall already. Fire being exchanged between the two. Orcas is going to take a good bit of damage and is going to throw out the blinding.
Oh, it's a great camera. He should get all the information he needs. They pick up 1, make it 2 now for real. Now they're going to have to retreat from Garage because they were very well scouted, were the Octopus. And Real getting a 3rd of this round. Can he get 2 more? Yes, he can for the ace. Just for himself. And the Orcas win their 2nd round.
Well, well, well. The Orcas don't seem to have lost any stride in their step whatsoever. Of course, I also have to point out that Cypher for just placing the grade one-way smoke, helping that Real to just do what he needed to. That was some great teamwork between Sentinel and Initiator to make an ace happen.
Yeah, the Orcas have just been playing so well together as a team. These, as you said, the Cypher cams as well, and been in very fantastic spots. And now you can see the Octopus. They're going to slow it down. They're going to spread out this 2-1-2 that we saw in Icebox a couple times. Instead of just running headlong into a site, they're going to try and find a pick here. And in the bonus, they should have advantages in some of these 1v1s as the flash does go out onto Majibis. He picks up one before Burke will take him out.
Baresta keeping an eye out over A. It's not going to work out. Even got a few shots in. Benji now moving toward the point along with Coaxel.
One enemy remaining.
And Moonkeeper just might secure this for the Octopus.
It's all up the surface. On the wrong side of the map. This feels like, I don't think saving is necessarily a bad thing.
At this point, though, Axel surface only picked up. Oh no, he does have a Vandal, so yeah, I would say a save here probably isn't the worst option, but he's going for it.
I think he's honestly
maybe trying to exit frag?
Yeah, I think he's looking for an exit frag. He just missed that KO around the corner. And he will save. I think that's a good call by Surface. Don't throw your guns away. Don't throw your extra credits away. Just pick up a free Vandal and help your teammates out if somebody needs the extra credits.
We can also take a look back here at this immediate play. Now, another thing that I got to point out here is that Split isn't the only new thing that we're seeing here. Majibis decided to bring out Harbor for this particular match, so one of the first times we've seen him in Esports Tower as well. And this was just a great double. If only. I mean, I think you could also see a headshot was gotten there by that Sage, but fortunately it wasn't a headshot with the Vandal. It was on the Phantom, and that 10 health was all that the Octopus needed to continue pushing through.
Well, the damage was also split. I think, you know, Left Viper with about 10 hit the raise down to, I think, like 85. So maybe if that damage is all in one target, you get that pick. And you wanted Breeze. I don't know if we'll get Breeze. Of course, that would require the Octopus to win this map. So at least you got a ocean-themed character in Harbor. So you can at least be happy we kept the ocean theme up here in Game 2.
I'll be happy with what I can get.
We can only give you so much, as we do see the Octopus once again very, very slowly, meticulously trying to find a weakness in this Orca's defense. Bootkeeper goes to the flash, doesn't find anything, gonna join Coaxel and Sunny Lee. Maybe over mid, maybe gonna rotate Garage with Benji. So far, really no one pushing forward. They do find the spy cam. The ult's gonna go out right on to Garage, but there's really no
30 seconds
follow.
left. Spike down mid.
Real throwing out a bit of util.
Remaining.
Swings around the corner, picks up Sunny Lee. Moonkeeper is also gone, so now it's a 5-on-1 just with Benji. Not even going to be able to find one frag. Flawless for the Orcas to push him to 3-1.
Fantastic job. Orcas doing exactly kind of what we expected. Forcing the Octopus to be in a place where they have to push forward. They have to be the aggressors, and defensively, the Orcas are all for that as they get the flawless and move up 3-1 here in game number 2.
And also, it's pretty interesting. Orcas really seemed like they were planning to go on the defensive first with the double Sentinel pick. Seems to have worked out so well for them. Bit of Uto thrown out around mid, but Orcas are holding down that mid-line side pretty well. Bombot is going to be thrown out. Majibis now looking to push out the util. Paint shells in response. And Satchel to peek around the corner. Goes down to 19 health.
deal. Who else picks up one? Coaxial left at 1 HP as Rio will
Spike
run
down
away.
mid.
Corkles gets another. Unfortunately, the
player
spike is
standing.
down, and it's all up to the last remaining member on the Octopus once again in Sunny Lee.
Shadows traveling.
One person left, and oh, Sonny, no, he just has a sliver. He picks up one. Okay. Oh, I thought he just had a sliver left. He actually has 150 left, and only going to be able to settle for one outro frag.
At least prevents the flawless. I mean, Real has been absolutely wild, though. I think, what, 16-2, and even maybe even better than that by the time Game 1 ended. He's already got his own personal ace this game. Really, it's got to start and end with shutting down Real if you're the Octopus, because he has been playing phenomenal for this Orcus team in both maps.
All right, Majibus has their ultimate being brought online. Also, that just shows how rough it's been for the Octopus here. Their two top fraggers only have 2 in their K. At this point, you're going to have to make something happen if they move around, but okay, they made something happen. Unfortunately, that something was a dry peek from Garage. Now they move in with the help of the Vipers wall to get the plant down, but Surface is able to take out Benji, keeping the Orcas at a 1-person advantage. Again to 1-1 trade, making it 3-2. Majibus taken out, and Baresta also cleaning things up for the Orcas.
The Orcas have, I mean, as we said, this was the Orcas' best map. This is the reason they wanted to play it in Game 2, because they were looking to finish off the sweep. And so far, defensively, as you pointed out, they drafted, or the way they picked their agents was probably to defend first, build a sizable lead, and 5-1, I mean, pretty much everything's gone the exact way they hoped it would go.
And also the Harbor ultimate has been used for any of you who have been hoping that this match would kind of showcase Harbor and all he's done for the meta. I'm sorry, but just so far it's been nothing.
Clearly just got to pick him on Breeze. Maybe he'll get like a home field advantage. Oh, Burke. Oh! Oh, he didn't see him! Oh, no! Benji was right around the corner.
Oh,
he
no.
never, unfortunately,
I
got
feel
to
like I
shoot
also
him.
jinxed Majibus there by blowing him the raspberry there. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry he gets taken out first thing.
Benji does finally get revenge on Burke, telling him, make sure you fully peek the corner next time with the showstopper up. Could have been a guaranteed kill. Instead, he found nothing.
Despite all that's happened, it's still a 4-4 and split. The traditional rope rotation through mid. I realized why I didn't miss this part so much, but Orca's going to use that to keep things locked down, waiting for the sound cue. He was able to take out, I thought he almost took out one, but the Guardian shots from Coaxial are actually going to get the better of Corkles. Surface also eliminated, meaning that Orcas now are at a disadvantage.
They do have
30
the
seconds
Sage
left.
ult. If they're able to
Spike
get
planted.
in range, could make it a 3v3 potentially, and that's exactly what they'll do. They'll revive Burke. There's a showstopper up for Benji. I mean, time to rip it. It's probably now. Put it on cooldown. Unfortunately, he goes down, and they easily wipe the floor, and the Orcas, despite being in a 2v3, are going to get the defuse here and win another round.
They're going to give that ultimate point. Oh, I thought they were going to give it over to the Sage, but the Sage is feeling generous and instead decides to give it over to the Breach. I'm a bit surprised by that. I mean, considering how well that res worked out for them this round, I wouldn't have blamed them at all if they had given it over to the Sage.
Yeah, I'm curious how close the Breach is to the Rolling Thunder. Maybe it's one of those where it'll be up next round. Let's get that online. Who knows if the Sage all will be up again, especially with the way they've been dominating. I mean, before this round, they didn't really ever need the Sage ult, so maybe that was the thought process as well. But again, there's a great retake there by the Orcas, and it's 6-1 now. Looking to make it 7-1 and really kind of pull away on this game number 2.
Okay.
We saw that one. As soon as you saw Corkles up aggro on Garage with an op, you knew he was going to peek somebody, and unfortunately for Benji, he is the recipient of that op peek.
They're going to try their luck at mid instead. And look like things go too well for them in mid either. Real mowing them down with the double. It's only one left. Coaxo was trying to get a sneaky plant onto A, which didn't work as well. A flawless for the Orcas, 7-1.
Now the eco for the Octopus. That was probably their last good round. Maybe they'll get one or two more, but just could not find a single pick. Mid has been Real's basically living place this entire game. He picks up 2, and now for the Octopus, you got to find something while outgunned, and it's not looking good.
Top of that, the ultimate econ has moved a little bit more in favor of the Orcas. Problem is that the Octopus have had their ultimates available for a good amount of rounds. They've just been taken out so fast every time by the Orcas, they haven't had a chance to use them.
Yeah, if they can get a sight, you could throw the Viper's Pit down, you could try and use the Showstopper when they're trying to retake. I mean, they have a couple of options, but the big thing is they've got to get the spike down, and unfortunately with this eco, it's going to be difficult to find their way onto his site. They all push through Garage. Wave does go down, so they're at least able to push forward a little bit. They're able to make Real and Aresta retreat.
Teleport up by Korkos, takes Coaxo out, and on the ground he's still a threat.
Picks up 2 with the op, and now the Octopus actually do find themselves in a 3-on-1, but Surface is
with a flank.
Should be able. He's got to pick his first shot wisely. He gets Sunny Lee, but that's going to tell Majabis and company where he's coming from. Over at Garage, he's going to use that neural theft.
Okay. It's the second. Oh, wow. Oh, tries to flip, almost gets it. That's going to make it 7-2.
It's a great win by the Octopus, though. Great use of the air utility. Finally able to push the Orcas off the side. And, you know, Korkos got very aggro here with the op. I mean, it worked. He did pick up 2 kills.
Okay, the question that I have is you obviously see all of the sidelines of this harbor is blocking off. The thing is, can you still technically call it a smoke because these are technically water?
I'm going to go with yes.
Okay.
Because what else? I mean, you call it a mist.
It's smoke on the water, it's what you're saying.
Yeah, you call it maybe call it fog. Fog's a little bit more concealing than mist. So
that's true.
It's a heavy fog instead of a smoke.
I like that. It's more thematic, too. Oh, Resta going to get the wall pushed down, get slowed by it, and Majabis used that to take out their Sentinel. Sunny Lee also getting a pick onto Burke. Orcas and Octopus tied at 3.
They do have the ult for Sunny Lee as well if he can find a body. Well, never mind. He is returned to the grave. There's a great pick there from Real in mid. Again, he's basically just been here the whole time. Korkal's going to get another op kill onto Majabis. All of a sudden now it's a 1v3 for the Octopus. Moonkeeper finds 1. We'll see Surface Lowell almost clutch last round. Does Moonkeeper have the clutch in him this time? Oh, he just missed him.
Goes for the plan. Orcas can slow play this, however. 1 flash expended. There's only 1 left. Orcal's moving in with the op. Gonna throw out 1 smoke. Try to bait out the defuse.
1 enemy remaining.
And with the help of Moonkeeper.
Oh, you're seeing Korkal's close range op skill.
Oh.
Not quite what you were hoping for there, Korkals.
Puts you right in the, you can get sprayed now. This is, you don't skip leg day, because that leg damage can really sneak up on you.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times, too. It's platforming habits getting you at the worst possible moment.
One of the few games where, I don't know if there's a game where just slight fall damage is more punishing here. And again, hey, big shout out to Moonkeeper. Back-to-back 1v3s. This time the 1v3 does end up working out for the solo. And all of a sudden now it's 7-3, and I mean,
Enemy
It's nice to see such a. Uh-oh.
I saw that Sage with an op. Veresta still has the angle too. Oh, okay. Luckily for the Octopus, they survived. Almost come down from Harbor.
I know
Fortunately,
exactly.
the water tide's not high enough to reach Burke up there in the tower.
They are trying a bit of a pinch through mid with the help of
Spike
Moonkeeper,
planted.
but he's going to be unsuccessful in dislodging Real from his perch in heaven. Viper's Pit heading out. Burke, another pick onto Coaxel, immediately negating the Viper's Pit, moving in with the satchel jump.
How did he? How's he still alive? He figured it out. The Orcas. Who do they want to give the all point to? Looks like it's Burke.
Yeah, Veresta's pretty close on their ultimate. Has 3 left. The problem is, yeah, they'd rather have the guaranteed showstopper given over for this last round before mid.
That was a great pick by Burke right there onto Coaxel. If he lives, that Viper's Pit stays up. Maybe we're looking at 7-4. Instead, it's 8-3, and the Octopus trying to find a way to keep this game as close as possible before they swap. See what they can do in the final round.
And off they go. Benji trying to keep a sideline going on this Marshall, but Majibus getting right in the face of Corkles and Veresta. Already getting a 2-person advantage for the Octopus. Surfer's going to throw down the tripwire. Gets slow though. Wall thrown right out in front of him.
Ball goes down. He might have an angle. And he does. He does take down Majibus. Drake ends up picking up a second one as well, though Benji did pick up Real. And now it's a 3v2. Neural Theft is going to be used here by the Orcas, so they will have a little bit of information on to main members of the Octopus.
Powerless.
KO brings out their ult. Didn't really help the Octopus push any toward points, especially if Surf is just going to stand over the spike and keep it.
Yeah, unfortunately, trying to use the op. Moonkeeper on the ropes.
Almost got it on the satchel damage.
He stays alive, but he's got 5 HP. And Surface, as he said, he's just going to perfectly camp the spike. He's got his cam down.
Opportunity to get an ace as well. Nice way to end mid.
Found you.
Has to head already
10 seconds left.
on to 1. Moonkeeper now tries.
Wow, my cage triggered.
And
Comes out the smoke and is just not even going to go for the ace glory at this point. Just make sure he gets the point that really matters before.
No, I think that was a good call. Get the point that matters. Don't go for the selfish ace. Don't make it 8-4. Again, as you pointed out, this team more defensive based how the Orcas pick. So the less rounds you have to win offensively, I think the better for them. Look at Real. Another 16 kill game for him. Absolutely dominating on this breach for the Orcas.
Doing a great job. The beach coming in clutch. Definitely seems to be the Orca's comfort choice. Now with just 3 rounds left to win. And the Orcas overall having the better record at the pistol rounds. Things could be looking good for them. Now they got to take this first corner in the Cypher from the Octopus. Now it's a chance to lock it down defensively. Already gets a pick onto Burke.
Yeah, I'm sure Sonny Lee, if he didn't already, took a couple of notes from Surface with those camera angles because they were phenomenal early on for the Orcas. Does just that. Picks up the first kill in Garage. Does a couple of decent bit of damage as well to the Sage, though Corkles does get one back. Him and Moonkeeper strafing back and forth. Moonkeeper ends up picking the kill, so it's 4v3 with both teams having a decently damaged teammate.
Sunny Lee still keeping an eye over B. Exchange glances with his opponent in garage, and that one pick brings things back even keel. 3 apiece, and the Sage off that cooldown is going to be able to heal up now.
Last
Gets
player
the gets
standing.
2.
Spike down. Defender spawn.
That, they end up picking up Veresta as well. And all right, first pistol round of the series goes in the Octopus' favor. And all of a sudden, this could mean they're going to be heavily favored in the next round. All of a sudden, this game on Split, the Orca's preferred map, is getting a little bit close here.
Overall, when you think about it, the reason the Orcas have done so well in the past on the pistol rounds was just they had a strategy of planting very early. It's much harder to do that on this particular stage, especially with this Cypher just keeping watch over everything with his tripwires and camera. So now the Orcas are going to try a rush up mid instead.
Nice smoke onto Coaxial, so you can hear the Roomba go out. Ooh, keeper right there. Luckily, they get a little bit of a buy-up, though, from the Orcas, despite losing the pistol round, as Burke and Rio both have stingers, and maybe catching the Octopus a little bit off guard.
For waiting, and then see the flank on him from behind from Surface. Now the plant goes down for the Orcas. They're going to be in post-plant with just one member of the Octopus left, rotating up through their own spawn. The Cypher has that sideline locked down, and a flawless to get the Orcas back in the groove.
Yeah, I really like the Orcas opting to, you know, go for at least 3 stingers that round. I think Corkles ended up picking up that Spectre, and that kind of made the gun advantage you usually get from the pistol round almost nullified, and I think Orca is doing a great job, and now really going to make the eco for the Octopus in a very weird spot.
Which was one of the things that really worked out to their advantage. Back on Icebox, they were able to force the Octopus onto an eco round where they were at match point.
Spike down A.
I like the attempt, Benji. Usually that's safe for when you have the showstopper, but I love the attempt anyway. Unfortunately, the distraction, only able to pick up 1, and it's a trade that goes in the Orca's favor. Corkle's just going to add to that advantage. The spike will go down. It's a 4v2 here.
Shout out for using the Ares as well. Always
One
liking when someone brings out the Ares. Resta gets a pick onto Coaxial. 1 left, it's Sunny Lee, and another win for the Orcas. Now 2 away.
And I think we're going to be very close to a similar situation because the Octopus can buy here, but if they lose, they'll be on match point in an eco round. So for maybe the biggest reason, I mean, obviously it's 11-4. You're looking at being swept. I mean, this might be the most important round of the match for the Octopus because if they lose, the eco is such that it's just going to be almost impossible to defend on match point next round.
Round starts. They're already going to lock off the sideline from mid to allow at least their Raze, Burke, to rotate up through it. They're all hanging out in garage for the most part, however. Gonna have to go up against Sunny Lee.
The camera placement for Sunny Lee is going to be very important here. Moonkeeper does pick up first blood of the round. That is huge. Already the Orca's down. Surface is going to get that plant down, however, on B. So a timer now on the Octopus. Coaxial picking up 1. Can't quite find Corkles with the Guardian, though, as Corkles will find a second with the Vandal. The 3-on-3. And get a 2-on-3, though. There is a neural theft for Surface if he can survive. I don't know if he expects Benji behind him, and he might just stick the defuse.
Still going for it. I think he's got it.
Yeah, he does.
Enemy remaining.
End up losing, but
Yeah. Well, at least they still mess up the eco somewhat for the Octopus by getting rid of all of them. At this point, it's good play from Coaxial. Corkle's just insane, though. with what he can do and just picking up doubles like it's nothing. Unfortunately, that one pick peek around the sideline gave him a 3-on-1 that he was not on the favorable side of.
Unfortunately, losing despite winning the round since both members went down post-plan, as you said. The nice camera there. That is fantastic.
Satchel out.
The Eco's still going to be in a very weird spot.
I like this. Also, the neural theft.
The neural theft is interesting. I mean, maybe they don't know the Eco situation because, I mean, I would have saved that until match point, but instead, you know, who am I? You're already up 5-1. Might as well just stomp them out, and that's exactly what the Orcas are going to do. Sunny Lee, hey, at least gets one, avoids the flawless, but it's match point regardless for the Orcas.
The only thing I would say to that is Cypher's ult is really kind of unique, and it's the only one that you can say I'm saving it for the next round, but the opportunity to use it.
Sure.
It's not like any other ultimate where you can say, okay, I'm guaranteed to use this next round because I can just rip it.
That is, no, you do make a good point. You know, obviously the ability, the requirement to find somebody's dead body to be able to use it. Well, speaking of the Cypher ult, it will be up for the Octopus here on match point. So maybe if Sunny Lee can find somebody, he can keep this game going. Otherwise, the Orcas going to sweep their way into the grand finals as Berg starts it out with first blood here onto Coaxial.
Moving right past all of that util set up by Harbor. This was the shining moment their race was looking for.
Player standing.
One person left. It's the Cypher. He's down to half health. The plant already goes through. They should know where that Cypher is. All the time that's going to take to be able to rotate around. Orcas might just be able to win this on time if they aren't too careless.
He did get the neural theft out, so he's going to have bit of an idea, though Real and company did relocate after the second ping went out. But as you said, I mean, there is time as a factor as well for Sunny Lee, though he's got to make a play at some point.
Yeah, I don't... He has to go for the defuse, and they're just waiting for him right there. Yeah, at this point, yeah, they got it.
Nothing he can do, unfortunately.
And that is going to be the victory for the Orcas. 13-5, another pretty decisive victory for them. So congratulations to the Orcas. You're going to be moving on to the next round. If you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers, then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to soar exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. Well, that's it for the first semifinal, but we have another semifinal coming at you right after this break. We're going to be seeing the Barracudas versus the Hammerheads, two classic teams, so you're not going to want to miss this next match. We'll be back after this.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
To this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower in Rumble in Valorant. The Orcas have punched their ticket to the grand finals, so now the question is, who will join them in the other semifinal match of this week? I'm still your host, Jacob Palmer, joined by Michael Fisher. We're about to get into the second semifinal match of the night. This one is going to be the Barracudas versus the Hammerheads, two very well-known teams.
Yeah, two well-known teams. The Hammerheads have a lot of players that we've been seeing for quite a while, and the Barracudas roster is absolutely stacked. If there's a favorite coming to this tournament, it is the Barracudas hands down, so it'll be very curious to see how this team does. They've got a couple players who we know haven't played in a while, but when you see the names on this team, you're going to realize, yeah, there's a clear favorite in this series, but who knows? We don't play the games on paper. We play them in-game, so we'll have to see if the Hammerheads have a major upset in mind.
Well, one thing that can help you on your way to an upset is if you follow good advice, and that's going to be Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. And that's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, count cards and call abilities, and click heads. It's all brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. So who will head into the next week with a 1-0 lead in the second semifinals? We're going to find out soon. The map, again, is split. And, of course, just a moment to thank our friends at Vitamin Shop that have everything a gamer could need. Scan the QR code now to check out their latest products.
And again, the Hammerheads, they have a lot of players who have been really improving recently. I think this is a very, very strong team. I really do think it would have been interesting to see how they match up against the Orcas, maybe against the Octopus, because it really does feel like you take a look at this Barracudas team. You've got Prestige, who was just crowned the Esports Tower Fall overall MVP. You've got Avian, who was just crowned the Esports Tower Fall Valorant MVP. Plus, we've got Mr. Memphi making his return, Kinetic alongside him, and let's throw Atlas in there as well. This team is swift, they are deadly, and 1-0 feels like 15-0 against this team because they are absolutely looking to run you down.
It is just the final few seconds, the calm before the storm. Now, as for the Hammerheads, Kiko's been proven lately. His mental is a lot better. Gameplay is as solid as always, but when you're going up a team against the Barracudas, your mental is going to have to be on point. Further, you see a charge up through mid by the Barracudas. They're facing almost no stop whatsoever. Kinetic taken out El Diablo.
They're already on to the B site. Completely uncontested, though. Kikion does get one before Memphi takes him down with the Sheriff. And this should be an easy plant for the Barracudas as the rest of the team looks to regroup. Sub-Zero on his way.
Spike planted.
Now they've got a retake here at a 4v3.
Gets down to ground level, instantly taken out by Atlas. That's a triple for Atlas, and a pretty easy point for the Barracudas.
Yeah, Barracudas, I mean, we've seen, obviously we're only one round in, of course, but there's a lot of similarities to what we saw with the Orcas, who are already in our grand finals. They push as a team. I mean, you saw it. It was a 5-man, jam it up mid, immediately run towards B site. Anyone who tried to contest them was already in a 1v5, 1v4. This team does a really good job, and Kinetic with this judge tells me I think we're about to see a repeat, and it's going to be a lot harder to defend now that they've got Spectres and judges than it was in round 1 with Pistols.
Okay, Memphi already with a wallbang taking out El Diablo.
I like this flank, though. This is a good way to throw an aggressive team off guard if you can get behind them.
Problem is, by the time they get into position, I think they're already going to have taken out this Grim, making it a 5v3.
When your whole team goes on a flank and the opposing team doesn't want to slow down, yeah, the flank was basically nullified. The plant does go down. They do see the jet up there. Kinetic's going to find a third of the round, and all of a sudden it's in a 5-on-1 here for Sub-Zero.
3 suppressed.
Now he denied the flawless, at least.
At this point, that's going to have to be the solace that the Hammerheads are going to take out of it. Now, I want to point out another similarity because the Orcas had a pretty good win on this stage in their semifinal match, 13v5. They said that Split was their favorite stage. Guess what other team said Split was also their favorite stage?
I have to guess the Barracudas because right now they're looking like, you know what I mean?
Omen.
And the thing is, the Orcas, as we talked about, the errors was more from a defensive standpoint. You could tell the Barracudas, this is purely offensive. We're going mid for the 3rd game in a row. In the bonus, Kinetic's already going to satchel up. Memphi, why not? Finds another first blood, though. Decon does get an even here, so it's actually 4-4 for the first time all series.
And they aren't able to double peek around that. That allows Avian the time he needs to take one out. 2 left for the Hammerheads. Barracuda's still holding down. Being able to claim heaven by only trading 1. Now just 1 left, El Diablo, and unfortunately for him, he can't heal himself when he's a Sky. He'll have to settle for 11. There. Oh. Yep.
Well, I mean, when you're at 11 HP, it doesn't really matter. A strong gust of wind might have taken out El Diablo, but I mean, this Barracuda's they're leaving. I mean, they're not really leaving a lot to guess about here. They're saying we are going to run it down your throats every single time. Now, though, maybe got to go over to Garage.
I don't think so. So
maybe more of a split this time.
Yeah, more of a split. I think they're having just too much fun rushing down mid to quit now.
It works. Why not? This time, Sub-Zero Company do pick up a couple, so it is a 3-on-2. Unfortunately, going to realize there's no good guns because they're still bonusing on round 4.
Spike planted.
And the spike is planted right behind them. It's just a repeat of what we saw in round 2. Barracuda's just a bit too fast in planting that spike, and they're going to get the flank on through heaven. Like it was nothing. 4-0.
That should just be illegal, honestly. They had no idea they were going to get flanked.
Well, in 12 states, I think it already is. I mean, that was just...
And again, it's nothing against the Hammerheads, but if you were to show this lineup card to anyone who's been following our Rumbles, there's not a world where you don't think the Barracudas are favorites. I mean, this team, they don't have a weakness, at least on paper.
One weakness, if I were to guess, is, they've had someone just charging right down through mid every single time, so... That might be a bit predictive, but now they're going to go a charging through Garage. One-way smoke placed up. Oh, tries to get in his face with the showstopper. Narrow theft brought out by the Hammerheads. I like this. This is the one foothold they can get against the Barracudas.
Yeah, Kikon, as we said, improving a lot recently. His mental's doing a lot better. able to stay in games which you need when you start off down 4-0, and gets one pick. He gets the neural theft off. The Barracudas kind of take the foot off the accelerator, wait for those 2 pings to go out. Menthy gets 1.
No.
He gets 2. And just like that, it's 4-2.
No, that hurts my soul. Seeing that poor Cypher.
Yeah, make it 3
Look
in
at
a
his
row.
camera.
Menthy at 4. No, he does not, but Prestige has his back. I've seen that story before. Prestige and Menthy dominating a team, and it's 5-0 Barracudas.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you've got two MVPs on the Barracudas team. I mean, you couldn't even split them up 1 apiece. It's just all the MVPs over to the Barracudas.
I told you, this team is absolutely stacked. I'm with you. I feel like maybe we should split those MVPs up. Somebody did not like the Hammerheads. Because getting this bracket matchup in round 1.
Someone maybe got attacked by a shark on their last vacation.
Yeah, he said, no, you know what? We don't want the Hammerheads. But again, we don't play the games on paper. The Hammerheads had a couple of nice moments. El Diablo going to get caught out there on the Sage Orb. Sage wall down as well, though. Typhlotic is going to pick up the first kill on a Kinetic. And
Menthy, oh my goodness.
Menthy's going to answer right back.
Oh, I like this. Get a shorty play.
The dash in with the shorty. All right, it's a 2-on-2. You got knives as well if you want to use it. Dash is to the left.
Off your feet!
Oh, Rolling Thunder solo ulted onto. He can't get away.
Oh, yeah. Tried to dash. And again, though, I mean, that was a fun. You got to make unconventional plays. Dash it in with the shorty. I'm sure we'll get another look at it. This was absolutely phenomenal, and you've got to make kind of unorthodox plays like this when you are the underdog. Big shout out here. This is a fantastic play.
It's one of the best moments I've seen from the Hammerheads. It gave them another opportunity, another lease on life. But you got to also keep in mind with the Barracudas winning so many rounds, it's given them so many ultimates that they can just put in their back pocket. Being a lot of ultimates, that's also true for the Hammerheads, however. But not unless they can't even use them because Kinetic's already taken out El Diablo.
I like this Kinetic play. He, you know, I thought at first maybe the jump. Ooh, nice! 1 knife does take out Menthy. Kinetics, meanwhile, picking up the rest of the team with the Judge. Prestige will get 1, and it's all up to the KO. But yeah, originally I thought this was maybe a Judge, just unlike an Eco and early round thing. But that's a 4-piece for Kinetic with the Judge. He's really playing the close angles on split to his advantage.
At this point, I don't know if I've ever seen a half ended in a perfect 12-0, let alone a game completely swept 13-0. The Barracudas are well on their way. They're already more than halfway there by breaking that 7 mark.
We got a pair of ops, though. If there's... I think there's double ops on the Hammerheads. So
and also has one.
If there's a round to win, that's why I don't care how many ops are on the field. When the fall Valorant MVP has an op, he gets my vote every single time. And he did exactly that.
Sure isn't going to fear an op. He's got the Judge. He's got all he needs.
Maybe as long as no one tells Kinetic there's full automatic guns in the game, I like the Hammerhead's chances to win a round.
He's going to try.
Oh, no.
I don't know if this is the best op angle to take.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, this could be I like the confidence, at least. Oh,
Oh, no.
I like the confidence to peek that close of an angle with the op. I mean, yeah, this is just filthy. Avian is...
Yeah, I don't know, and then, yeah.
Well, see, I will say Avian is, you know, a bit confused because his Chamber was nerfed. You don't see Chamber on every map. He made his name this fall as a Chamber main, so I could understand why he has the knife out because he's like, wait, don't I get a free Sheriff? What's happening? So I can see why he's a little confused.
He's just using the headhunter.
Yeah, he's like, wait, where's my second gun? What do you mean I don't get a second gun? Oh, no.
Fire in the hole!
Oh,
That
Kinetic
one-
trying the flank with
Oh,
the
he might-
showstopper. Sees one, gets him.
Uh-oh. Be very quiet. We're hunting hammerheads, but Typhlotic does pick up the kill. The judge can only do you so much sometimes.
It was quite a run with it, I gotta say. You know what? If you don't have a judge, use a shorty instead. That'd be finding a pick.
One enemy remaining.
And let's just put 3 ops in the kill feed.
Okay. 9-0.
I mean, this is, you can't even really fault the Hammerheads. This has just been, perfect Valorant by the Barracudas. Almost a little too perfect at this point.
At this point, I would normally say that an Omen ultimate isn't something to be used to cheat. It might be used to, distract the other team for a second or two, but, maybe grab the spike, get some info. But the way Barracudas have been playing, I think he's going to go for quite a play with it. And that's my prediction.
They kind of have figured out the kinetic play, though, unfortunately.
Back with the judge.
Well, I like it. They combine the stun from the breach with the satchel from the raise to just kind of get in your face. Picks one more up on the ropes and says, hey, you know what? Why not pick up a different judge skin? And I'll take down Sub-Zero as well. Kekion is able to pick up one and runs right to the judge. Oh, is this you got a Judge Ace alert on our hands.
Oh, come on.
You see Jet over in the corner.
No, that's quite a range, though. No.
Oh, he tried. Does pick up 2.
Has to dash away due to the util.
You see Atlas is pretty damaged. This is maybe as good a chance as any for a round win for the Hammerheads. Just got to find this gunfight on Atlas. But a headshot will stop any chance.
10-0.
At this point, though, what do you do? I feel like every round the Hammerheads have tried something different, and when you're getting dominated like with a judge like that, it just opens up the rest of your map for your team to do whatever you want if you're the Barracudas.
I also saw an Odin. They're bringing out an Odin now, the Barracudas.
Kinetic still have a judge. That's the only question I have.
Now Diablo waiting up in heaven. Charge is going to go through Garage. Already gets 1. Make that 2 with the judge again. Down through heaven. Siege gets another, and 1 final for a flawless.
I will say, despite the scoreline, I do think that's
Last
the first flawless we've seen, which is interesting because the Orcas, I think, got 2 or 3 per match. So the fact that Barracudas have dominated like this but only gotten their first flawless, it's kind of interesting.
I guess that's one thing you could hold against the Barracudas if you're the Hammerheads. Took you that long to get a flawless.
Final round before the swap. See if the Hammerheads have a round win in them. Kinetic does fail the satchel jump. They do trade 1 for 1. Now Atlas going to put his team in ahead. There you're going to go down from Avian. Prestige going to get a great flank onto the tower. And it goes from 4-on-4 to 3-on-1 just like that. And Prestige will pick up his 4th.
0. Now the Barracudas are just
sides.
1 pistol
Match
round
point.
win from completely sweeping it.
Put everybody on notice if you can put up a score like that. I don't know if you try something unorthodox here if you're the Hammerhead. You try to get kind of crazy with it. Maybe you just kind of full aggro through Garage. Got to come up with something here.
Well, it seems they're doing a move that the Barracudas have done a lot themselves, a charge through Garage. The problem is Memphi is waiting right there with the sightline. has backup as well from the breach. So he can just dash out if he sees too many.
Memphis does go 1 for 1.
Healing brought out by their Sky.
Emma.
Pick up in mid from Kiko. Barracudas now find themselves at a disadvantage.
Smoke's down.
A lot of smokes thrown down through garage. It wears off. And Prestige is going to be more than happy to take advantage of that. Oh, Diablo eliminated, so now it's 3 apiece again.
It's a great little angle there for Prestige. Thought he might hold it. Avian did try for the flank. They take him out.
One enemy
And
remaining.
Prestige with the double kill in garage. Can't find it, but
Wow, by
Atlas.
Defenders
one.
down
They
B.
get their perfect win.
They were so close. The Hammerheads, their best round was saved for last, but it wasn't quite enough.
Well, if you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers. Then give up because the Barracudas are already going to outdo you at everything. No, I'm just kidding. But if you want to join the club, you should. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights with our featured rumbles. Recruiters are taking notice, too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. I mean, heck, if there's recruiters watching, I know what team you're looking at.
Hey, I mean, you never know. There's always a game 2 next week. I mean, you know, in any sport, there's no team that's ever gone perfectly undefeated for the end of time. Somebody's got to be able to beat the Barracudas. Hammerheads, I think they learned a lot from that. Again, I mean, their final round was the best round, right? Despite down 12-0, it's not like they just threw in the towel and kind of just rolled over. I mean, the closest they got was in that final round, so maybe they've got something in store next week, or maybe the Orcas Barracudas are just destined for a grand final showdown.
Well, beyond anyone from the Barracudas, we did have a match beforehand with the Orcas and the Octopus. All of those are available for a player of the game, so do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Real would probably be my pick just because we did see the full series from him, and he had absolutely insane moments. I mean, he kind of solo held down Split game 2 for the Orcas on defense, so I think, yeah, Real would probably be my pick. I mean, of course, you could pick anyone from the Barracudas. I think Kinetic deserves a shout-out. I mean, anytime you drop 20 and don't even have a fully automatic weapon equipped at all, I mean, that's pretty impressive. But I'd say Real, he was absolutely phenomenal for the Orcas.
Yeah, I can't necessarily think of anyone else besides Real if they were going to highlight someone from that particular match, but it's like you said, anyone from the Barracudas could stand up at this point. And it's going to be Coaxel.
Yeah, from the Octopus, I believe. He had a couple of great performances. Again, I think this series, despite being, 13-3, 13-5, was a lot closer than those scorelines indicate. There were several rounds where the Octopus just were a little bit too slow, couldn't defuse in time, and Coaxel on that Viper had a couple of great plays, especially with how messed up the eco always was. So I think that's a very deserved player of the game for someone who may have come in a losing effort, because Coaxel did everything he could to try and keep the Octopus in this series.
Player of the game brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes the team more successful, just like how Idaho Central helps its members achieve financial success. Coaxel is going to be named your ICCU player of the game for this broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble. And yeah, did just about all he could. Of course, we also saw a hint there of the Major Marshall play, which will always live on in my heart as one of the best plays I've ever seen. Just wasn't able to bolt it down in the end. But that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back next week to see the conclusion of that semifinal between the Barracudas and the Hammerheads. Congratulations to all of our team for an excellent night of Valorant. The Orcas are locked into the grand finals next week, and the Barracudas are starting off their game 2 with quite a statement. So how it all find out, you'll have to tune next week, Monday at 6 Eastern Time, for the next round of the Esports Tower Valorant Club, presented by Esports Tower. Now, we'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Thank you all for watching, and enjoy your top 5 plays.